What's up? What's up? What's up? So, this channel initially was going to be about strictly trading, nothing else, but it is under my name, Jerome Jackson. So I wanted to encompass or embody all areas of my life, all aspects of my life, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, whatever, it doesn't matter. I want this channel to now be more catered and focused on transparency and me doing the things that I want to do, or at least attempting to do the things that I want to do, pursuing my life goals, my dreams, my aspirations, my day-to-day life, like what I'm doing, and my journey, really my journey through this life from this point on moving forward. I'm 37 years old. My name is Jerome Jackson. I was born in St. Paul, Minnesota, grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota for most of my life. I'm still in Minnesota, never moved away. I've been here. It's cold as a mother effer in the wintertime. Although the last couple of winters have been relatively mild, but I've always been, since I was about a teenager, this aspiring entrepreneur. Like, I've always had this entrepreneurial mindset and spirit about me for as long as I can remember. And so this is me just really trying to speak about who I am as a person, and see what this whole content creation space can do for me, as far as like my comfortability with speaking in front of the camera, my confidence when it comes to that, public speaking, building a community and creating friendships and relationships with people that have a similar mindset and mentality. Because as long as I've had this entrepreneurial spirit, I've always kind of been at it alone for the most part. I've had a friend who we shared a similar kind of mindset, but that friendship somewhat dissolved. Well, it did dissolve like 5 years ago. And so I don't even have that person in my life today. And so I'm looking to build true relationships with people that have and share a similar, or we have commonalities between us. And for me to do that is difficult at my age, for one, and two, just locally. Like, can I find like meetup groups and things of that nature? Yeah, but I find that I feel like it's easier to do it by building a community online. And so what's been my journey up to this point? How did I get to where I am today? Because the reality is, I'm 37. I'm nowhere near where I thought I would be by this point in my life, where I wanted my life to be. And I don't even want to speak about the past in the way that I'm doing now. It is the reality, but I want to speak life into my future. I want to speak life into where I want to be. I don't want to just kind of speak about and talk about my past failures, past regressions, or whatever else that I've been through leading up to this point. But it is a part of my story, so I do want to get it out and let it be known. This is all full transparency, no BS, all of that. So I don't know if I want to go into deep detail in this video. I'm driving. I'm on my way to the gym right now. So the gym is part of my daily routine, mostly I'd say weekly routine. I go to the gym at least 4 days a week. It has become a part of who I am. I love the gym. I love jumping rope. I love weight training, and I enjoy learning about health and like what I should and shouldn't eat and put in my body to maintain a well-balanced and healthy lifestyle. So that's part of who I am as well. So I'm on my way to the gym now, and I decided I was going to turn on my camera and just like speak, because I think too many times I'm concerned about looking a certain way or being perfect when it comes to this whole YouTube or content creation space. And the reality is, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. And also, who wants to see perfection? Most people want to see the buildup. They want to see you grow. They want to see the development. Like, where did you start? Because I don't want to see the finished product, because I don't know how you, like, what it all took to get there. I want to see what it took for you to get from ground zero to the level that you're at now. And in most cases, people don't document their process. They only show you the finished product. And I'm not really looking to share the finished product anymore. The reason I didn't do YouTube like sooner than now is because I felt like I needed to already be where I wanted to be in order to then teach and show that you can make it and you can do it. But the reality is, again, like, you can create from where you are and build a following that way. You can build community that way. You can have people that feel like they relate to you because they're in a similar situation. You might help people out that are going through some of the same things that you're going through. And so that's kind of what I want to do at this point. And so I think what I'm going to do is give a brief synopsis of how I got here today, but I'm not going to go in deep detail. But as I stated, I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit going back to like really as young as I can remember. I was selling mixed CDs and things like that when I was in middle school and high school, early high school, like freshman, sophomore year. And so I've always kind of had that. And in my mind, I remember being 16 and seeing like infomercials come on at night about like real estate and certain things. And I'd always be like, dang, I want to call. And I would pick up the phone to call. I remember this one guy specifically, I don't remember his name, but I would call the number, but it was like, I was only 16. I was too young. I couldn't do anything at the time, unless I was to do it under like my parents' name, my mom's name or something. But my father was in and out of jail for selling drugs. And I knew I didn't want to go down that path. That was a path that I knew for a fact wasn't going to be for me. Like I see, and I knew what it did as far as how it affected me. And I never wanted to be the person that put my future children in that same situation for the money. Like I wanted the money, don't get me wrong, because he made a pretty good amount of money, but I didn't want to go through the things that he went through in order to make that type of money. And I knew there was other ways and alternatives to selling drugs. And this camera is real shaky, so I'm gonna try to hold it. I still want to upload this video because I like the imperfections of it. But so that was teenage years. By the time my senior year came, I had I started a t-shirt selling business. Me and a friend, and we were the same friend that I no longer have. So we're selling t-shirts. Didn't really go that well. There was a lot to learn. By the time I was 19, I started like this food delivery service called Dr. Chicken's. And that went pretty well for the time we did it until it wasn't going well anymore. But that was just due to, again, us being young. We were doing it out of the house, out of the kitchen, out of the house. Like there was a lot to learn from that experience. But then from there, I went on to doing a lot of network marketing stuff, tried to do some affiliate marketing things. Online marketing, just trying to figure out a way to become a multimillionaire and bring myself out of poverty and out of the situation that I was in. In the midst of that, I also, at 14, began making beats. And so I really grew a true love and passion for music. I've always been a creative. My dad rapped. I wrote poems when I was younger, like in grade school. Those turned into raps and R&B songs. And so also in my early 20s, I was making music with a group of friends. We created a rap group. I was making the beats, was writing songs and recording. We ended up meeting this guy named DJ Momula out of London, building a relationship and a rapport with him, and then eventually creating an actual album with him that was never released. We put out a mixtape that got the attention of him, and some other people started getting a little following. And then life happened, man. And the reality is I gave up on that dream because I believe that I would have made it and been successful had I continued that. And really, I believe that I could have been successful with Dr. Chickens. I believe we could have been successful with First Impression, the clothing line. I believe I could have been successful with music. And I feel like I have the ability and the talent to be able to be successful in whatever it is that I choose that I want to do. My issue has been that I don't follow through all the way. So that's been the problem that I've had. So I quit on the music stuff once my daughter was born. So I have a 13-year-old now. And at the time in 2011, when she was born, you know, he's knee deep into the music. And I really wanted to be successful at it. But at the same time, me and her mom weren't together. I was living with the roommates and they smoked weed. Some of them smoked and did all these other things that I didn't necessarily want to bring my daughter around. And I also wanted to be an active father, and I didn't like the idea of not living with my child. although in my mind I knew me and her mom wasn't gonna work out. That's not the relationship I wanted to be in. But at the same time, I figured, okay, I do want to be in the household with my child, because that's something that I didn't have growing up. And so I ended up moving in with her, and in doing that, I kind of stopped making music and started focusing more on other alternatives or other ways to generate income for myself and to get out of that situation that I was in. And so that's where the online marketing space kind of came into play, and network marketing and all of that stuff. And I really just kind of cut music completely. In retrospect, I think I still could have been making music and still raise my daughter at the same time. I didn't have to sacrifice music in order to raise her, and I didn't have to sacrifice raising her to make music. Like there was a middle ground that I didn't take advantage of at the time. But the past is the past. That happened. And while I was looking for all these other ways of making money, I realized I was really just chasing money rather than actually going after things that I was kind of passionate about or whatever. And so at a certain point back in like 2013, I learned about trading, and I wanted to get involved in it, but in my mind I felt like I needed to have like $10,000 or more. And I was making some pretty good money with this one company I was doing some online work with. But another issue I've always had is spending money. I've had a hard time with managing my finances, and so I'll make money and spend it. And at that time, I was making some pretty significant money, and I was spending it. But that only lasted for a few months, and then that income source kind of dried out. Fast forward to 2025. So in 2020, I started trading, like really learning how to trade. My cousin came to me about the Forex markets, and it was really an MLM company, but they were teaching how to trade the foreign exchange market. And I was like, you know what, I've been seeing trading, I've seen trading. I actually tried binary options back some years ago, and I was like, you know what, let me really try to take this serious, because this is something that I actually wouldn't mind doing full time and seeing myself doing for the rest of my life. So I took up learning how to trade. And in doing that, I really was gambling for years upon years upon years, from 2020 up till about 2024, instead of actually having a real strategy. I was learning strategies and all of that, but the reality is I was really kind of gambling, as far as like my risk management and all of that. Fast forward to now, because that was 2020 leading up to now, I'm still trading, but I messed myself up. And when I say I messed myself up, full transparency again, I'm filing for bankruptcy. I got myself in some crazy amount of debt because I was trading, learning how to trade, I should say, and I was trying to live off of money that I had put away, as well as credit. And I had a decent amount of money, but I also was like, again, spending reckless, going out and doing things that I probably shouldn't have been doing, traveling, and all of this while I stopped working to focus on trading, thinking that was going to be my out. And again, not having a full strategy, not having a plan, and just kind of going full throttle into trading, gung-ho, spending all my money in it, and not having income to even justify doing what I was doing. And so what ended up happening is I pretty much went through any money that I had saved. I started living off of credit. Terrible idea. But again, in my mind, I'm thinking like, you know what? I'm going to make all this money from trading. Like, I'll pay it back. I'll pay it back. So like, this is only temporary that I'm using this credit, and I'm going to go ahead and pay it back, because my credit was pretty solid, set like mid to high 700s, or mid 700s. And so I had done a lot of work to get myself in that position to where I had the credit that I had. I had business credit and all of that, and I messed it up. But again, full transparency, it happened. And so today, where I'm at is showcasing or documenting how someone can go from that to building and becoming a successful individual, a multi-millionaire or whatever, because that's what I want to document. That's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to do. And it might be through content creation, I don't know, but I do want to document the process of how I go from where I'm at currently in, you know, just filing for bankruptcy and starting over. So this is the starting over phase of my life at 37 years old. I'm starting over. I want to help people to not make the same mistakes that I made, and I want to show people that you can actually come out of certain situations that you think are the worst for you. Like you may think that your world is falling apart, that life is over, this is the end, but it's not over. And that's what I want to share with people. So that's it. That's my video. I just got to the gym. I'm about to go up in here, do my workout, and full transparency, that's what this is about. So I'll be doing another video, I'm sure, soon. I'm trying to really make this channel about just venting, about life, about vlogging, about my day-to-day. Just it is who I am. And so I want to be completely transparent about who I am as a person, what I'm trying to do in my life, and documenting getting out of this situation and getting to the level that I know I can be at and should be at. So that's it. I'm out. Deuces.